I did actually, because then when I was 13, my mum moved back.
Okay.
So we lived in Toxteth from the age of 13, I think, through to like 16, 17. So then there was a lot of me realising that my identity in terms of how it had been shaped by being in Hale Ward was a lot different to identities of people who've been, you know, it's a privilege to be able to grow up amongst people who look like you and people who, you know, where race isn't that big of an issue because you're surrounded by people. So it was a big change.
That's good. So does that mean that for you, was your experience in Toxteth, in terms of your identity, would you say it was more positive in Toxteth or in Hale Ward?
This is the aspect of someone who doesn't grow up in a diverse area that a lot of people struggle with, because then by the time I went back to L8, I had behaviours and parts about me, because still I had, you know, I hadn't completed this journey that came about around the age of 20 where people will point to me and go, oh, you act like a white person. So they would tell me that I didn't fit in there either. And so for me, there was this real struggle to forge an identity, because I was like, I didn't fit in this white area because people visibly, you know, point me out. But now I don't fit in where I feel like I should fit in a black area, because people are recognising those behaviours and these traits, and they're saying that they're not synonymous to blackness. So I was like, I don't think I fit in here. And so I think that's why it was such a long journey, because then as I went into my 20s, I was like, well, actually, I don't really have to fit into anyone's really rigid definition of what blackness is. I'm black because I'm black. I experience blackness because of the colour of my skin, and no one can take my blackness away from me because I experience it as it's within. And then it was like, okay, I'm going to take all of my lived experiences and form the identity that I want, and, you know, like learn about my dad who lives in the Cameroon, but embrace all parts of my identity. And my blackness doesn't have to look like, you know, be it a black person or a white person, like anyone's expectation of a black person, because it's when you get into that like stereotypical thinking that actually that doesn't benefit anyone, because we're not a monolith, we're all different. And so just because you might have seen a black person on television, that doesn't mean that I'm going to be like that black person. So I think it gave me the confidence to be like, my blackness is informed by my experience of living in Toxteth and my experience of, you know, living in Hale Ward and my experience of having family in South London. So it's informed by all of those things, but it's very unique to me. But one thing I am now is unapologetic. People can perceive me however they want, but I am who I am, and I don't make any apologies for it.